I called my car lot
Yes.
and they said that they don't take extra principal payments.
Hmm.
And so I'm wondering, is that legal? And secondly, I'm paying 20%. So should I refinance or stay at the 20%?
Okay. Number one, here's what the first question I would ask. All right. How much do you owe right now on the car?
12.
12,000. So ask them, if I showed up with a check for $12,000, are you telling me you would tell me to take my $12,000 back home and keep making monthly payments? Is that what you're saying? Ask them that.
I will.
Okay. If they say, no, we would accept your $12,000. So that means they do accept prepayments.
Oh, wow. Okay.
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 So what you're getting into is you're talking to somebody who unfortunately works at a place that never taught them how lending actually works. Oftentimes we accept no, the word no, from people who are not authorized to tell us yes. And only because they believe what they're saying is true. So I'm not saying that they're trying to do anything wrong. I'm just saying that there are people that don't understand how this lending thing works. People who spend just 2 hours in this room, all right? 2 hours in this room, or 2 hours watching the replay on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or whatever, or LinkedIn. Listen, those 2 hours, they're going to learn more about how a loan actually works than their real estate agent, the mortgage professional that sold them the mortgage, their CPA that does their taxes, and they're going to know more about their financial planner that's helping them to save money for the future when it comes to how a loan actually works, because it's not taught at any level of financial education. So, Danita, that's the first thing we need to do. Okay. Now, there are some loans that actually is stated in the contract, you cannot prepay this loan. Okay. So you need to pull out your contract, number one, and go over that contract and see if it's stated in your contract that you cannot prepay the loan. Okay. And then where it says in your contract that you can prepay the loan, meaning you can pay it off early. You can pay it off early in big chunks, pay it all off, or pay it off early in small chunks by adding a little bit extra. All right. So some of these places don't have the computing power to redo your amortization schedule, and which means they would have to do a lot of things manually. But let's take a look at your contract first. Bring that back to me, but ask them that one question and then bring that back to the stage. And then you can call my office and you can take it off, or you can bring it back here and let's talk about that. But I tell you what, here's what I know: for the last 16, 17 years I've been doing this, there's not a car loan that I've run into that you could not prepay.
Thank you so much.
Is that helpful?
Yes, of course.
The reason why we can't put up a fight is because we think that the people that we're talking to are knowledgeable about that issue. And it's a common misperception. You know what? I've never driven a school bus, but I'm sure there are a lot of rules and there's some training that I need to do. So if I told you, Miss Danita, I want to drive a school bus tomorrow. All right. I want to be qualified to drive a school bus tomorrow. What would you tell me?
You have to apply and then you have to get your CDL first.
Okay. So there's qualifications. So there's something I need to know to drive a school bus. I just can't go and drive a school bus tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. So what I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Tina, there are people that are working at this place that have no idea how a loan works. Just like I have no idea what it takes to drive a school bus. Do you blame me for not knowing how to drive us? I don't know anything about a school bus. Do you blame me for that?
I do not. I do not.
Then we can't blame those folks for not knowing how a loan works because nobody ever taught them.
Well, I'm gonna address them now.
Come on, sister.
Okay. So, but should I keep at the 20% or try to fight to refinance the car?
Right. So here's what you want to do. Now you're talking about what can we do, if we should stay in the loan or should we refinance the loan? The answer to that is I don't know. We have to run the numbers both ways, because when it comes down to it, Mr. Anita, what you want to figure out is, what is it going to cost me to manage this loan? If I stay where I am And if I attack it the way the P.I.L.L method says to attack it at 20%, can I actually save money at that 20% level if I attack it like the P.I.L.L method says? Or would I save money if I refinance it? I don't know. I have to run the numbers both ways. Okay. Doing math is the only way to figure this out. We've got into a habit in the United States that when it comes to loans, we want a silver bullet. We want to take a pill that just says, do this one thing or maybe two things to handle this. Well, the P.I.L.L method lets you know that it is way more complicated than that. That's why it is called a method. Okay. It is not called the P.I.L.L strategy where you just do this one thing. It's called a method. So when you get a method going, you're going to figure out that the method is there are a lot of variables that we need to consider when it comes to lending. So when we take a look at all the variables considered, how much money you make, what is the car payment, how long you've been in it already, how many payments have you already made, we have to take a look at all of that to give you a good answer. So if you'll just go to ice10k.com, contact us there and click on get a savings and earnings report, we will be able to go over your information with you and then tell you the month, day, and year you could be debt free. And we can also, with that consultation, you'll be able to ask some of the questions that you're asking here now. What would be the best way to handle this car loan? Refinance it or keep it right where it is and attack it the P.I.L.L method way? How's that sound?
Absolutely great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're going to go apply for that house today.
All right, listen, go apply for that house today. Listen, make sure we find out about all of that up front. Did you realize setting up the loan for the house is more than half the battle? So we don't want to find out here at the P.I.L.L method office. We don't want to find out what happened after you get the loan. Let us help you through the process of actually understanding the loan, which loan to get, how the loan should be configured to benefit you and your family. We can help you with that as well.
Thank you so much. And I already bought your book. I'm just waiting on it.
Ooh, my goodness. Ooh, my
I
goodness.
bought it when I talked to you that day.
All right.
But Don has some valuable information that can contribute to the quality of a person's life. And it only costs you a few dollars. It's his book. Why not get that?
I'm going to go through the P.I.L.L method myself with some of my investment properties. So I'm going to link up with Don, and then I'm going to sit down with him, show him my investment portfolio, and see how I can eliminate interest.